All right, welcome everyone to today's session from NeoTech Academy. My name is Eric. I'm the VP of Admissions here, and we are excited to have you with us today because we are going to give you a taste of what it's like to attend our software AI for software testing boot camp. So our lead instructor, his name is Malik, is going to be joining us very shortly here. I would say in about 5 or 6 minutes, and he'll be starting that session for you. And I'm sure you're excited for him to take over here in just a moment. So we're going to talk a little bit about AI here at the beginning. I'll pass the baton off to Malik so he can take over from there. And then he's going to do his class, again, give you a taste of what it's like to attend his boot camp. And then I'll come on at the very end and I'll talk about what the tuition is. We have a money back guarantee. We have some big discount. It's already inexpensive enough as it is. I got to tell you, you'll see that. It's hardly any cost, but we have big discounts even to lower it even further for you, which I'll go over a little bit later. Before we get into it, though, I just want to ask how many of you are currently in software testing right now? If you could just respond in the chat, please. So if you're involved in software testing, right, and also what is your role? So if you wouldn't mind responding to that in the chat, if you are involved in software testing right now, and what is your current role? And yes, we are live. This is the 15th of February, the day after Valentine's. So let's see. Sandaya is a QA lead. Vikranthi is IVR testing. Lots of QA managers. Good, good. QA leads, test automation. Good, good. All right. Senior QA, Helena. Good deal. Good deal, guys. All right. So I'm sure all of you have heard, and that's probably the reason why you're here, that AI is gradually, taking over, it seems like, right? I mean, you can't go anywhere without hearing about AI. You turn on TV, it's all over the place. You go to a website, there's an AI bot, no matter what. And we've learned recently, actually last year, there was a study that came out, a survey, and it said that about 80% of US companies expect their employees and their contractors to have AI skills in the next 3 years. And that was last year that that survey was released. So now it's 2 years. So the fact that you're here is evidence that you see that the future really it's not really AI being in the future, it's here now, and you've got to adapt to it. So what does that mean? Like, okay, so let's say you get some AI skills and you're able to, maybe perform your job a lot more efficiently. In the long run, though, what does that really mean? I would say this: it means more money potentially. And what does that mean? That means you're able to do the things that you want to do, maybe more so than now. I have a friend who he gets a fair amount of time off from work, but he's not really making enough money to where he can afford to take some really good vacations, he feels like. And so he does some staycations. Some people probably are familiar with that. Well, what if you were making an extra 20, 30, 40,000 a year because you now have these AI skills? I'm not guaranteeing that that's what you're going to be making right out of the gate, but but that is feasible is my point. Then what could that do for you? What could that do for you? What could it do for your lifestyle, your family, and so forth? Maybe you have more money to put away, for retirement. Maybe you have more money to pay for the groceries. It seems like meat prices are out of control. I don't know about you, where you are, but that's probably why you're here. AI seems like it's taking over, but you know what? It's also an opportunity. And if you're you're currently working, which obviously you guys are for the most part, right? And there's a promotion that is available, and somewhat maybe you have equal experience, with other people in your organization, but let's say you've got the AI skills that they don't really have. Who might be chosen for that promotion? Probably you. You'd have a very good chance, a very strong likelihood of getting that promotion. The same holds true if you're looking to switch to another company altogether. Who are they going to hire? The person who has the AI skills or the person who doesn't have the AI skills? Probably the person who does have the AI skills. So potentially rapid career growth with AI, faster employment, higher salaries. We just talked about that. Now, who are we? Now, most of you, I would assume, are familiar with us. If you wouldn't mind just responding in the chat, how many of you are graduates of NeoTech Academy? If you could just put a Y in the chat, just for yes. I'm just curious here. But in case you aren't, tell you a little bit about us real quickly, then I'll bring Malik on, okay? So, Course Report, which is very well respected in the industry, they rated us as the best QA testing bootcamp for 2023, as well as 2024. Career Karma rated us as the best software testing bootcamp for 2024. Now, the 2025 results are not in yet, but we're very confident that we'll be able to continue this trend. So, AI for software testing. Now, this is going to be a 4-week boot camp. Go ahead and write that down. I get that question a lot. Even after we're done with the presentation, people ask, well, how long is this boot camp? So make a note of it if you would. It's a 4-week boot camp. I'm going to go through the tuition a little bit later after Malik does his thing. We have a money back guarantee in writing. The tuition is extremely low, as I mentioned to you a moment ago, but we're going to bring it down even further, which I'll show you how that works a little bit later. We're almost giving it away. You get hands-on expertise, really, with end-to-end projects. So, salary increase potential 20 to 40,000 a year just by having these AI skills. So, what we're talking about today is a very, very tiny investment, a very small risk to potentially make a much bigger reward. And as you'll see a little bit later, guys, we're the ones that are actually taking on the risk because we're going to give you education. We're going to give you even a week of the education. And then you can decide if you want to continue with it or not. You can even get a full refund on the very small tuition that we have, which I'll tell you how that works a little bit later, okay? So here's what I want to do. I'm going to bring Malik on now, and he's going to take over. He's going to give you a taste of his very highly rated boot camp. Malik is the expert here on everything AI within NeoTech Academy. So Malik, you want to take it over, my friend, and I'll come back on a little bit later and go through the tuition and everything for you guys.
Thank you very much, Eric. Well, hello everybody, and it's great we are having you here today for this free session. Before we proceed, let me try to share my screen and get things ready so that we can proceed. Just give me a second to fix my screens. Just a second. Okay. Here we go. All right. Okay. All right, and I would kindly ask you to confirm that you can see my screen. If that is possible, please let me know. Notify me that you can see my screen so that I wouldn't just explain with no synchronization. Could you please confirm that you can see my slides? Just to make sure. Okay, cool. That's great. That's great. Okay, so let me go into the full Zoom and just have the display mode, and let's go on. So guys, just before we proceed, give me a few minutes just to speak about who I am first, and then what we would be discussing within the bootcamp, and then we can go on and discuss the free demo that we will be conducting today together. So basically, my name is Malik, and I am a validation manager at a regulated software sponsor, and I work as a middleman between quality assurance and tester team. So QA, automation, all relevant works to also developers. Validation from the perspective of software comes to me at the end. So this is the part where I just give you the relevant experience. Plus, I've been with NeoTech for more than 3 years now. Sorry, excuse me, more than 2 years. This is the third year. And I've been working with NeoTech as a technical instructor. And basically, this technical instruction comes from no point of course, no previous experience. I do have more than 18 years of experience in academy and also software industry. In terms of AI, I've been doing AI a lot in the past few years. So AI is not just for software testing. I've been dealing with AI in different fields. applying AI to fit the software industry in our company and other companies, etc. So basically, I have different initiatives that have been implemented. So for this course, I would confidently say that I'm a good fit for it. So basically, if you join our bootcamp, you'll learn a lot in terms of AI in the domain of software testing. Okay, so let's proceed to next. What are we explaining, or what are we actually teaching at the bootcamp? So basically, we are career-focused bootcamp. I mean, we have a career-focused bootcamp syllabus. So the syllabus is just mainly related to how we can get AI into the software testing. So what is it all about? So what can we do to get AI into software testing? Can we just use, like, let's say, a chat agent or chat GPT to help us with software testing stages or phases? Well, you can do that. Everybody can do that, but of course there are limitations, right? And it's not exactly an automation. So the idea for us is not exactly that. It is teaching how to get AI into a framework where you have an entire framework available. You do have your codes, you do have your tests, you do have whatever available in the background, front end, back end, other let's say, parts of the test, and you have the AI assistants integrated with that framework where you can have a full control in an automated way using AI. So what is the benefit? I mean, what is this will entail us? What does it entail? So what would we get? Basically, you will save a lot of time, energy, instead of creating like repetitive jobs of finding locators, fixing locators, let's say automating tests of, let's say, login, let's say product search, etc., which you really don't need to do. An AI agent or AI assistant can do them for you, and then you can review them and approve them if everything works perfectly. So basically, this is the main idea. We'll learn methods and tools to integrate those in fully automated framework for AI, for software testing, of course, with AI. And we will learn different tools to do that. And we will go gradually from basic like topics into advanced topics. For example, like backend testing, API testing, SQL testing with AI, of course. So do you need the required experience of testing or automation testing? You should know automation testing. I mean, we are not going to teach you automation testing. At least you should have an idea about it, or you should know how it works so that you can fit into the prerequisite of this bootcamp. Otherwise, we would be speaking about, let's say, certain testing automations and like test cases and let's say runners and other stuff, and you would be like, oh, what is that? So it won't be like a good fit in this case. Okay. So how do we organize the bootcamp? Just for you to know, like, about the syllabus, how the syllabus goes. We have like an introduction to AI where we learn what is AI all about and how we can integrate it in software testing lifecycle, and how we can use AI on local premises, and well, how we can set it up to be independent from, let's say, the remote server or on cloud, etc. And well, we will have like or AI augmentation, or how we have AI in actually user interface automation. So we will start integrating AI into this experience with different tools and different, let's say, platforms. And just for you to know, we try to focus on either open source or like the software tools that give you like freemium use, so that you can decide before you pay. So before making a choice about a certain tool or a certain, let's say, a platform, you will have a trial of it, and then you will decide for your own and see if it works for you, if it works for your company, if it is up to the requirement of your own desire or not. And we will start creating different frameworks. So basically, we will create different frameworks using AI integrated assistants. And with these frameworks, we will have like front end, back end, and with back end, we will have like advanced steps for testing of API, of also of SQL, and also we will have touch on performance testing with mainly with K6, but integrated with AI as well. And just before I forget, we will have a capstone project around the second week of the bootcamp. And the bootcamp is actually 1 month, 4 weeks in total. So basically, the second week, you will be working on a complete project as we go. So the topics you'll learn, you apply them into the project. And as a bonus, we will just go over mobile testing with AI. We'll create a simple project where you can, simple project with AI. We will not interfere much other than just in supervising the codes and like reviewing the codes and approving them. And these codes, I always keep telling like codes and like the framework will be created mainly with AI. So we will just through the repetitive and let's say time-consuming job of creating the entire framework to the AI so that it will do it for us. Our job will be just prompting the AI to do it in the right way. We will learn those as well. Okay, so basically this is like a touch on the on what we will be covering during the boot camp, and we will have to go through different steps and tools and frameworks. So basically, please do not be intimidated by what you see here. We will have like a thorough explanation on what we use, and I assume since I read like several entries from your side, messages like QA lead or manager, or well, you do have for sure experience related to Selenium, maybe Playwright or any other automation tool. So definitely you do have good experience with those. And just for you to know, within the bootcamp, we will focus on VS Code. We will use VS Code for our main IDE integrated development environment for framework creation and usage. It can be generalized. You can transfer the experience to other integrated development environment. You can use, for example, if you are provided with Cursor, it's the same. If you use JetBrains, it is rather similar to the same idea or the same IDE idea. So that is how it goes with the details of the bootcamp. So let's go directly to the, to what we are supposed to cover today. And then we get back maybe to the schedule and other relevant stuff. So guys, just without any further ado, let's just proceed to the demo and see what we can work with this demonstration and give you an idea of what we explained. Now, initially, guys, as I said, basically what we can do with AI is like, if we have a chat agent, we can chat with it and ask it to do things for us. That's quite, normal people will do with no problem or hesitation, but that wouldn't save us, especially like if you are a QA lead or a QA expert. So that's not the case, and that's not what you're supposed to do. So before we proceed to this, we will be using like some examples on automation exercise. It's just an automation exercise website where you can have like different cases to test. You can check like these cases here. They are just detailed. There are cases for API testing as well. I have created an automation framework for testing those. I will show you the framework in a few minutes. And that framework is created 100% with the use of AI. I used GitHub Copilot. You could use any other extension. I will discuss why I use GitHub Copilot, and you could do the same with Codex if you want. That's the AI assistant from OpenAI. So it is a choice where you can just generalize the stream of learning. So if you're using, let's say, Codex, you can generalize it to Copilot, GitHub Copilot. You can use Claude, etc. So it is rather a matter of a choice. But before we proceed, let's say you're interested in something in-house, locally available models. Let's say your company doesn't allow the use of AI outside of the company. So it has to be restricted on your own servers. It should not communicate with other servers. Can we have such a thing? Definitely we can. We can use Llama, for example, and Llama will help you to have free models, AI models, or large language models available in-house, locally. So if you install Llama, it's quite straightforward. So if you are interested in using Llama, you can go to its website and just install it. I mean, it is not really that much complicated, but just for you to know, you should mind your own or the properties or the specifications of your computer. AI, just a disclaimer, from now AI is quite heavy usually with models that you might need to use for coding or for code, let's say refactoring, etc. They're a bit heavy, so you might need to check the specifications that fit best related to the models. And there is no guessing. You would find the model details and what kind of specifications on your computer you should have. All right, so for pricing, you can use actually the freemium style, and usually people use that if you want to get to pro, you can do that, but you have to specify exactly what you want to use. For our course, we will use local settings with Llama on a free version. Actually, we will do like basic things that will help us a lot, and I'll explain about them in a short while. So if I have Llama installed locally, what can I do with it? Pretty much everything. You can chat with it and choose the model that you will be interested in, just if it fits the specifications of your computer, and you can ask it. Let me just take a simple example from here. Like for example, if I want to test the contact us from this, let's say, website. So what could be like the idea of testing this, let's say, a functionality? I can ask, let's say, Llama here, and I can choose a model. Let's go with Gamma 3, for example. Here, it doesn't matter. So I will say, can you suggest a complete test plan for contact us form. And I have a point of using this, guys. And please don't rush. We will explain the advantages, disadvantages of using this one. And we will proceed to upper level of the usage of AI, not this one. Okay, so it will take some time. Now, I will start explaining what could be like the advantage and disadvantage. This is like 100% local, so it doesn't communicate with anything on remote server. You could even disconnect the internet. Now I can't because we are on live session, so you can do it locally if you want. It is slow. Why? Because it uses the resources of your computer. I'm on just a simple, actually, laptop, so it's not like a supercomputer. Okay, so it may take some time, but it is completely local, and you can switch between the models, and it will just give you like a plan for this test. Now, the idea is like it will rely 100% on your prompt. Why? Because you can't add like an image here. This is not that much easy with basic, let's say, models, and it's, as I said, it's free, so it's limited. It's very limited. I did not. I have not. I only did like general, let's say, view of contact us. We will do that, Bala. I'll do that with another upper, let's say, level of usage of AI. So this one, I just use a simple prompt. I will connect to local Llama later on. I will show you how we can do that in just a few minutes. So this is independent. So it is suggesting something generic. Yeah, it is something extremely generic. So in this case, it's speaking to us about extremely generic stuff. So you can see like, but it is good, still good. I mean, while it is free, why cannot we use it? Let's say for some companies, they don't allow you to use any agent that or AI agent that communicates with the server. So you can use the local one. I mean, of course, it depends on how you're having like, or what kind of policy you have with the company. Sooner or later, all companies will join the club, I mean, of AI. So I would just say for now, for you to know, but this is not limited. I mean, why I'm showing Llama because it's quite important, and we will have it also like integrated with different frameworks in our bootcamp for those who are interested to get enrolled with us. They will be using it on a local server as well as an AI helper class. So we would be using local Olama with some valid, um, let's say, model in this case, and create the bug triage or like the defect triage on a local server setting. So we will just have like a suggestion from AI on how to fix a bug specifically. So that would be something we would actually use a lot. And as I said, like it's slow, but it does its job. So what else can we do? I mean, this is not exactly going to function, especially for big like functionalities. Okay, I can just go on something else that is provided by Chrome. So basically, I can always like, let's say if I want to inspect this contact us form, and well, when I want to like inspect it, let me inspect like here. Let's say the details here. Okay, let me inspect this. So now I do have like an element in this, or maybe I could say, you know, the entire. Let's say let's go to the entire div, or maybe I can go a lot like here. Yeah, okay, this div. So I have the entire class now highlighted. That's good, I guess. Let me check. Yeah, okay. So I have the whole div. I can ask an AI assistant available, which is free from Chrome, while I'm interacting as a QA tester, let's say, or QA automation engineer. I'm interacting directly with the website, and I can ask about detailed questions about this element. So I can say, let's say, what is this element? So I'm using an AI freely provided by Chrome. So what does it give me? It will give you like several details to ask, and you can trick it usually to suggest for you like different tests and stuff. So I can say, can you locate this element using Selenium locator. So basically, I'm trying locator. Excuse me. Yeah, locator. I'm trying to ask several questions on this free AI assistance and see what I would get. So it suggests like different types of locators. So I will ask another question. Like I would say, can we fit this locator on a POM strategy? So let's see. Okay, so it is providing us with some stuff. So I will be a bit more specific. Let's just take a look at what provided us. So it is giving us like some stuff here with Python. Well, I'm not interested in Python. We could use it. Of course, you could be using it. I will say, can we switch to Java, for example? Can we switch the example to Java? And let's see. So here, you will have like a strategy written for you directly from the website using an AI assistant, which is freely available on a website. So if you are permitted to use the dev tools in a company, you would be able to use this AI assistant, but of course with some restrictions and etc. We can keep on chatting with this, let's say AI assistance of Chrome and get actually more stuff from it. So I would say like, maybe I would say, can you suggest positive test cases that fit this strategy? Okay. All right. So here you go. You will find like a flow of positive test cases. You can review them for sure. You will see that they are added and you can keep on chatting with them. Now, this is the idea. Like if I have an integrated or built-in chat agent or assistant while dealing with the functionality on a browser or web application is good. I mean, this is really good. It helps a lot. And it shortens our path. As let's say a QA, you would need to locate an element to deal with some of its tests, sometimes to create a test, you mean entirely on your own. Well, if you have an AI assistant that does this for you, it's great. I assume it is on Edge, but this one is AI assistance for Chrome. So this is not, by the way, Sandhya, that is not exactly an extension. It is a feature added to the DevTools. So if you are on Chrome, you can open the DevTools and you can add it to, or not add it, enable it, excuse me. For Edge, I think they do have, I can't recall it. I don't use Edge much, but I believe there is. So you can keep on using this one, but this is not exactly our point. Why? Well, this is not what we want. We want a bit better than this. So basically, this is also good. I mean, you can keep on chatting with the agent that's pointing to your browser. So there was a question, I think, Bala, you asked me earlier. How could you like link, or how did you link Olama with the browser? I did not, but this is linked. I mean, it sees what you are on directly, and you can tag the element, and from that element, you can communicate with DOM and see, like, plan with the AI assistants. Well, it is good. It is something that we teach within the bootcamp. It helps you, and it's completely free, and you can use it. But this is not the end of it. I mean, this is not exactly what we train in the bootcamp. It's a part of it, and it is useful, but we train something much higher than that. And it is for you, as I could see, like most of you are experts. So I would show you, like, this is the style of our work where we teach. So you will reach to this kind of like scenario where you will create a full framework using AI agent. Now I'm using GitHub Copilot. For those who are not familiar with it, it is just an extension. And what do I mean by extension? So for VS Code, if you are not familiar with VS Code and you would like to join our bootcamp, please don't panic. It's straightforward. There will be like a class or a couple of sessions to explain how to use it. So you must be able to code. You should know like an integrated development environment, maybe not VS Code, even if you don't know it. It's completely fine. We will go gradually for like a tour with the basic functionalities and how to use it and how to create like projects with it, etc. And then we will learn how to add like extensions. Extensions basically, as the name indicates, that they are like add-ons for VS Code. So it comes like empty and you can customize it the way you want. Why we use VS Code? Actually, because of this. It is quite light, and what you need to do is you can extend its functionality as you go, as you need. So you don't need to have like extremely heavy functionalities that you don't use on an integrated development environment. So the less the better. As much as we are not in need of them, if we need them, we can add them. So this is the idea. So for here, for this extension, as I said, like GitHub Copilot offers like a great actually extension for AI, and it helps you to communicate with the available code. And with the available code that you have, or even it will allow you to create an entirely available framework. This framework, let's get into it in just a few seconds, is created 100% by a prompt. And I will show you the README created for it as well. So as I said, I use GitHub Copilot, and if you are like interested in trying it, it provides you with a free month for pro version of it. If you would like to use it, it's not really that much expensive. It's just $10 per month or $100 per year. I'm not promoting their business. It is just like if you would like to take a look at it and see. I will show you how it works. And by the way, if you are not like a pro, let's say GitHub Copilot, you can use Codex. Codex is like the OpenAI chat agent that fits into VS Code. And if you are not interested in these two, you can use Klein, you can use Gemini Code Assistant, you can use Raw Code. All of them pretty much do the same thing, plus, minus. The only thing is like their plan, pricing, and the models that they include. Why I use GitHub Copilot a lot, it offers really great premium models. So you can pick among all these models. And for those who are interested in Codex, well, we have it already within like GitHub Copilot. If you have really complex coding work, you can use Opus, and it's a bit expensive. I mean, in terms of its premium requests, but it is great. And if your work is like light, you can always set it to auto, and it will just do its job with 10% discounted on the requests, the premium requests. Well, I usually use like Sonnet, Claude Sonnet. It's quite useful and it is really great. So you can use this one. I mean, it is just like standard pricing. We teach this one within the course and how to use them and the benefits of those and etc. So this is like something that we teach thoroughly within the course. Let me show you the README. And again, guys, this one is 100% created with the power of AI. I did not add a single code to it. It is created 100% with a prompt to this chat agent. What kind of prompt? Well, if you would like to see the prompt, I can show you. This is the prompt I created. This one. Yeah, I think this one. Yeah. So this is the prompt. And again, I don't create these prompts on my own. Why? Well, we do have the power of AI. I have the basics. So what do I specify? I use, let's say, for example, ChatGPT or DeepSeek or maybe GitHub Copilot plan mode itself. I can ask it like, plan for me this prompt. So what I'm planning to do is like, I would like to create a framework with Java, let's say, plus Selenium, with, let's say, BDD, Cucumber, etc. And I will report with Allure. And then I give the required, let's say, testing mechanisms, the restrictions, scenarios, if any, and I ask the AI to create for me a full, let's say, prompt. So usually we use the power of AI. And of course, within the course, I will give you a touch on how to prompt properly if you are interested, and hopefully you'll be with us. So just for you to know, this is created by a prompt, and the prompt was provided to the GitHub Copilot, and it was provided in an agent mode. Okay, agent mode, just for you to know if you have not used this one before. And as I said, we explain those thoroughly in the course, and we teach how they work. It is a mode where the extension is permitted. Of course, you grant the permission and you check. You can review the permission and grant it yourself. It can access to your VS Code background. It can create files, folders. It can add, modify, of course, upon your approval, and it will highlight to you what's created and what's added, what's changed, etc. So you can revert those and so on. So I created the README for this entire framework with the power of AI, not myself. I mean, AI summarized the whole process. And you can see this is an entire framework. Let's take a look at its structure. So it created the pom.xml, created the README, the source test files, the pages, hooks, driver factory, and steps, test runner. You can add the runners and as you need or as you go. Definitions, the login step, product cart. I did these two tests in other videos. So basically, it is like a complete framework created 100% with the power of AI. And if you think like how long it took for generating this framework and the test cases available, it took less than 10 minutes. It took around like between 4 to 6 minutes actually for the whole testing process and generation of the framework. So while it's a good compromise. You use the power of AI to create for you an entire framework with the test steps and the feature files and also like the pages, the locators, etc. And then you review them. So you will work as a code reviewer instead of like just someone who's coding from scratch. Okay, how does it work? Let's do another test. Well, I do have the framework now, and as I said, like it was done with a prompt. Let's switch back to our automation exercise framework. So with this automation exercise framework, we can test this functionality, contact us. So with the contact us, we have different fields here and like several buttons and etc. We can ask AI to create for us a suitable test for contact us forum and see how it goes. Let's try to do it. But as I said, instead of me creating a prompt for this one by one, I could do it. It will just take our time if I want to create it like line by line or type it line by line. I just use the power of AI to create this prompt for me while providing like 2 or 3 lines as instructions. So I'll show you this. This is the complete prompt I created with ChatGPT. I just gave like what I'm interested in. I would like to test the contact us functionality, and I provided like the restrictions, the constraints, and I asked it to create a detailed prompt that we can provide to the GitHub Copilot. So this prompt, I'll use it in GitHub Copilot. Okay, I don't need the README. Let me close it. So I'll just use this prompt to let the AI agent use the suitable MCP server. And we are using, for you to know, we are using a Playwright MCP server to crawl within the website and do the manual interaction instead of us. So it will be done with the power of AI. So as you know, AI is usually static. It needs some like an intermediate tool or process to allow it to navigate to a web page and go and test the functionality on like an automated way. MCP servers allow that process, and we teach MCP servers and how we can add them. We have different types of MCP servers for front end and back end. We teach both of those. Okay, so I'll just proceed. I will leave it auto, or I can switch to Sonnet. That's okay. I mean, Cloud Sonnet is okay, but let's switch to it. It's quite useful, actually. And I will proceed with this and let it do its work. So it will take some time. It will work on it, and it will provide us with its plan. Okay. So it is now working in the background. It starts reasoning, and then it will just provide all these details, ask my permission. I will try to permit it. While I know Playwright is communicating with a safe let's say website, and I know all the relevant details here, I can allow it for this workspace, and let's call it a day. I mean, for this one, but please use it with like carefully if you are trying to do this one, because if you permit it, it is communicating. Now, look, guys, it started navigating to the web page, and it will try to communicate with what is available in the background and let us know what's going on. So it is now reading the context and understanding what we have and what we don't. And then it will start working on those, finding what it needs from here, creating for us a plan, and then it will apply it. Now, if you see Playwright MCP server is doing its job in the background, crawling and interacting with these buttons. So if you are doing manual testing for the test planning and before the automation, well, this will do it for you. And as I said, this is a part of what we teach. Okay. So it is now trying to interact. So it's okay, let it interact with it. There is no harm here. I didn't plan for anything like pop-ups. We can put like different, let's say, constraints and different types of scenarios with pop-ups and with other window elements or components of the DOM, how to be tested. So basically it gave like, I can see the successful message, your details have been submitted, etc. So it created like certain JavaScript with the Playwright MCP server, and it is now giving the output as expected. It's working on the final steps now, running navigate to URL with Playwright, excuse me, server. So it will do these steps in a couple of minutes. So it depends on the complexity of the task. It depends of the power of your computer, etc. Okay, but it's still good. I mean, if you are going to do it on your own, it will take maybe like an hour or so, or maybe more or less. But this one takes like a few minutes only. Okay, so let's wait for the final results. Okay. All right. So it will do like different runs just to make sure that it works successfully, and then it will give us a summary of what it did and what it will provide us after all. Okay. All right. So here it is like working on the details to be provided to the form. Okay. So the locators. Okay. And by the way, one of the things that make me actually very interested in GitHub Copilot is this actually. It summarizes all the details in plain English with really professional language. So you can use those. We always report things, right? So for you to create like a certain report, to have a formal report, to have like let's say a report written on certain tests in plain English, well, this AI agent is quite good, especially with your framework. Okay. So now it created different files, by the way. So it will add them, of course, with my permission. It asked permission earlier. I said, okay, go ahead and do it, because I know what I'm doing. I mean, it's not just random. So now it is summarizing what it did. If you see like it's adding, you see when you see this one, like there's something here added, there's something here added. So it is like asking my permission. I can see what kind of folder it added, like contact us positive feature, keep it. Okay, go ahead. So it created even a feature file for us. Well, I'm using BDD, so it is like a Cucumber feature file, and you can use different scenarios and different types of strategies, but most of us use actually Cucumber for simplicity of and clarity of Cucumber feature files. Okay, let's keep it. So here you go. You see contact us page. It created the page with the required tests. Keep it. And it created like all other testing mechanisms related to the contact page. So you can find like here we have the cart page, we have contact page, add a contact us page, we have like the home page, products page. I did previous tests on product page, etc. So now it is creating the rest of the stuff. So here it added like the steps, converting the feature file into steps, right? Keep it. Okay. And let's see. Now we can go over those and verify what's created. Well, we don't have much time for that. Let's just take a look at it. And if you see, usually it focuses on CSS selectors. And CSS selectors, as you know, they are resilient. They are one of the best, I mean, in terms of locators. They're much better than like, let's say, XPath or let's say ID. So those usually can be easily fixed if they are broken. And you can, if nothing changes with their name or title, you can easily get into them, even if the page, the DOM component changes. Now look at the summary of what happened to your framework. Once it is done, it gives you a really extensive summary. And let's go over it in a few minutes just to give you like a look on what it did. So now it summarized everything in details, and as you see, like it's really great. Let's say I have literally no idea what it did, so I can take a look with the summary on what is created, implementation summary, look at the what is added with the location and what kind of tags, and then like the page object created, so different pages here, one page we have, and then it gave you a summary of the methods and etc. So I don't want to explain all of those. Of course, as an experienced person, you would know what these are, and the summary of the code reuse. So it reused different types of parts of the codes that we had, and it like gave you the quality checklist, like Playwright MCP server used for locator discovery, done, finished, and like stable locators, explicit weights. So here no thread sleep. So I didn't want any thread sleep to be added, etc. Okay, so it also gave you like the file location summary of it. If you don't want to go over the places here or the locations of your file and tests, it gave you the summary of that. How to run, and this is really cool. I mean, let's say I have no idea how to run it. I would like to run this test. So I can give this instruction directly. So you can run the smoke test or you can run this test. So you can apply this directly. So, well, this is a great, and also it gives you like how to generate the report. Let's do it. Let's do let's do this one. You know what? Let's say I also do not know how to run it from here. I'm just giving like a simple example. Let's say, let me tell this agent, run it using this instruction. Okay, so I'm being very specific so that we run only one test so that we don't run all tests. Okay, so it is asking me to allow it to run. Okay, allow. Let's say, as I said, like, let's say I don't know how to run it. I'm just giving an example. Of course, you can run this one from the terminal. We do have terminal here, but it's just a demo class. Of course, we will teach you in the bootcamp like other details we do for how to run and where to run and what to do. It's just an example. Let's say, even if you don't know, it's a great actually possibility for you. Okay, now let's take a look. So it navigated to the page, to the web application. It went to the it tested the login. It didn't test actually that one. It ran another test. Okay, something else was tagged. That means also it was tagged with maybe smoke or any other test, but it's okay. It's not a big deal. We're supposed to go to the contact me. It ran another test. Well, so this was not really successful. That means the running process. Let me see what it ran. I can stop this one. I can stop it. Contact. Well, it's supposed to run the contact only, but it's okay. Let's see. Let it complete its running, and we can see like why it ran the login functionality. Let's say positive and negative login functionality first. But it's okay, even if we run smoke. I mean, this is not a very long test. Like I have like 3 or 4 tests to be run for the login functionality, for like, let's say, locating a product, and then for the contact us now. So it will just do this process until it is done with that one. And let's see. So this is the login. It will do it on multiple like stages. And as you know, we have like the before and after hooks. Like the termination, initiation and termination of the website upon each test, just to make sure that everything runs properly. But as I said, this is not exactly our test. Let's wait until it is done. Okay. Okay, let's take a look. Still not yet reported. Okay. You know what? Let me ask it. I need to run only at contact test. Let's take a look. Okay, it will analyze the framework and where at contact is. So it's providing this instruction. Well, it was actually filtered earlier. Let's take a look. Or we can run entirely the whole smoke test. That's completely fine. And while it is running it, let's just discuss something else. Let's see. Okay, cool. It's navigating to the page. Let's take a look. No, it is going to a wrong test. Let's terminate this one. It is not going to the correct test. For some reason, I can check. I can check why. Let's take a look, guys. This is where your role comes. So for you as a role, I mean, you can always check like what is added to the steps and how contact us is created. You can always check like the feature file and take a look at the let's say contact us positive. Let's see what is tagged here. Excuse me. Okay, let's see. Yeah, okay. I believe it is running like this along with smoke. So I assume it is taking it to the also to the login. It can be, of course, it can be like enhanced or changed or fixed, or I can run the entire smoke for all these tests. So I will just say, okay, you know what? Run smoke, run smoke. So run smoke. Uh, and let's take a look. It will just take some time to finalize, and let's take a look at what we would get in this case. And we can report all these tests with LR, and we will like move to another type of scenario that I would like to explain. Okay, let's go ahead with smoke. Okay. So I assume with smoke, we can have all these added. So basically, we can have like contact us. We have the search product. You will find smoke also tagged here. You will find like smoke tagged also for the cart for the product. Okay, let's proceed. Okay, allow. Let's proceed. It will take some time, but it's okay. I mean, this is like a test, like smoke test for several functionalities. That's okay. Allow. Okay. All right. Okay, so now it's running smoke. I assume with smoke, we do have like the contact us one, so it will go over those. Please bear it with me. Will take like another 2 to 3 minutes, I guess. Smoke test of the positive signing up, positive, sorry, product search and cart functionality, as well as the contact us. So it will just do all this process, and we can report with LOR and take a look at what passed, what didn't. Let's do it together, guys. Bear it with me. And by the way, why am I saying bear it with me? Since you are QA engineers, you know what this is. I'm just using it in the not headless mode. We see I mean, pages just to prove that it's being tested. Okay. All right. And by the way, if you have any question, please feel free to drop it now while we are waiting for all tests to be conducted. And I will just share with you one final thing once this test is done related to API to show you how we also integrate API with AI, or we can use the power of AI with APIs. But yeah, let this one finish first, and then we can take a look at the reporting structure that we created with this framework. And I'll just wrap up, and we can finalize the whole session. So please just give us like a few more minutes to finalize all these. Yeah. Okay, has started still, but it's not yet done, I guess. Yeah. Okay, I'll close this one. I didn't run any let's say way to bypass, let's say, or handle the pop-ups. We can address those separately. You can add them to your framework, like if there's any pop-up, what to do with it. I didn't add it to this testing, let's say, framework, so I wouldn't really care much about it. Okay, so let me see. I assume we are done. Let's take a look at the reporting structure. What is added to the report? Okay, so I will say, okay, can you create LR report? Well, we can use like LR serve from the terminal, but I'm just showing you, let's say if you are stuck with how to use it and how to run it, well, it will run it for you. So MVN LR serve will do it for you. Let's take a look. It will create for us an extensive report structure. And with this report, we can see what passed, what failed, what's successful, what's not successful, etc. Okay, so this is the report, and we can see like 11 test cases. We can check the login. It only tested the login. I'm not sure why it didn't test the one we created now. Well, it's not a problem. We can always check those. I mean, as I said earlier, like you could work as a code reviewer and take a look what is included, what is not included. You can specify in your test runner what to run. So that is something that we can go over it separately. But just for you to know, you can take a look at what is created. So this is for Contact Us. It created even like a scenario outline, and it created like the steps for it. So what is needed from you is to tune the runner and take a look at what is added in the runner. If you don't want to do it as a code reviewer manually, you can always ask AI to tune it for you and restrict what is being tested here, specifically with the power of AI. So even if you are not like very familiar with how to tune what is tested, what is not tested, so you can always do that with the power of AI. So not just to consume our time, to take our time with this, all these details, I can open this one right here and take a look at it. So it is the one I just shared. And if you check any of those, it will give you all the details with the feature file and etc. And by the way, with the power of AI, we added to this, we integrated to this one, something we refer to by an AI helper, where if there is any failure, it gives us a report on the triage here. So that is something that we also teach, and how we link it to Olama on the local server. That's something available in our bootcamp. One thing I would like to share with you before I call Eric back again. So I would like to show you this. So if we get back to the automation framework, here we have API testing. So with API testing, I'm not sure if you are familiar with it or not. Let's assume that you have no idea about API testing, and I assume you do. I'll just make like a simple call to this API and show you how we can use the power of AI and how we can integrate it also in this framework if you want. So basically, I'm going to drag Postman to this screen, excuse me. And I would like to create this call, add a request, and I will just copy this request details here. It is just like a URL for the endpoint, and it is a GET request, and it is telling that if it is successful, it will give us a response of 200, and with JSON file with the all product list. So let's take a look at what we can do with this one. I'm creating a GET request. I'll call it, let's say, get all. Let's say all product list. And I will enter the URL, and I will send this request. There is no restriction here. It's open. And it's okay. So I got the whole list in JSON. So what is the point here? Well, this is straightforward, but let's say I would like to use the power of AI here, and I would like to ask AI to do something for me. And this is free, available, integrated with Postman. So I can say for this request, can you explain the request details? Okay. So it gives you an explanation, detailed explanation using this AI. So basically, it is like really detailed in this case. Let's say, can you create a Java, let's say Selenium. No, not Selenium, sorry, Java-based, rest assured, test case for it. Okay, let's take a look. You could go on asking these questions and like getting the response from here, and it will help you, of course, with like ideas, at least test ideas, or if you are not familiar with, let's say, rest assured, if you are not familiar with, let's say, JavaScript or TypeScript, if you want to create like JavaScript for this request. And one more thing I would like to share before we end the session. Let's say if you are not really aware of how we can apply a load test to this API. Can I ask this AI to do it for me? Definitely we can. It will take some time. So it is created now. You can take a look at how this one is created. And as I said, you can revise it always. But let me tell you, from my experience, most of these created codes are really good. That doesn't mean you can trust them 100%, but as a template for those who are experienced, and I believe you are experienced, you can take a look and see like before class and like, let's say, what is provided here as if the test, like when you send like the request, or when you pass the request and see what is available in the validation, you would see like it is really good. So let's ask one more question. Can you design a K6 load test for this endpoint? Okay, let's take a look. Okay. So it's creating it in the background. As I said, like it depends also on the power of your machine. It may take like several seconds to a couple of minutes or so, depending on the functionality being tested, but it will provide you with, let's say, a load test in this case for this API. And if you are not familiar with K6, well, of course, we are also like giving a background detailed explanation in our course related to it. And it is creating it with like JavaScript in this case. It can be converted to any language that you are interested in, but I mean, it is like something that is usually created in JavaScript or TypeScript. So basically, this is a load test applicable to it. If you want to test it, you can carry these details into actually your framework and add something related to the backend. You could do that. Or you could even ask this AI agent to create this backend testing for you. We did it in another project. Let me show you before I call Eric. So let's take a look at this, like the project of last year. Sorry, yeah, last year, actually, the first batch. So let's take a look at it. So we created an entire framework for AI project where it had like the automation for front end and back end database and etc. So we connected a real database and we created like a test on adding an employee to the front end, confirming that it is added to the front end, confirming that it is added to the back end, and we had like several tests and runners applied to it. I would like to show you one thing before we proceed to the rest of the slides and etc. This is the AI helper. I said that we use the power of local AI with Olama. So basically, this is a class that we designed within our course to use local host, locally hosted Olama to create for us triage of the defect, and it is added to our results. So whenever there is like a defect, it gives you like a summary of this result right here. Like with this report now, we don't have any defect on this test, but in case, of course, that will be also provided. So just for you to know. So this is a summary of what we usually do in our boot camp, but this is just, as I said, is demonstration. And of course, there are other relevant details. It's just a taste of how the boot camp works. And it's like, imagine like you're in a real class of this boot camp. So, well, this is pretty much it from my side on my end. And let me call Eric to take the mic back again.
All right, great. Thanks so much, Malik.
You're welcome.
Let me go ahead and get my screen shared here, guys. So what we want to talk about now, just real quickly here for a few minutes, is to go through the schedule and we'll get into the tuition, all that good stuff, because I'm sure that's what you guys are interested in. So the schedule is going to be Wednesday, East Coast times, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m., and then Saturday and Sunday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Now, if you miss the recordings, I'm sorry, if you miss the live sessions, they are recorded so you can watch them at your convenience. We try to do this in such a way that, you're never going to please everybody, but we try to do it in such a way where if you do have a regular job, that you're hopefully being able to tune in when you're not at work. But we've had people who have had conflicts in the past with our boot camps as far as the time element is concerned, but they still manage to do it. They still manage to find a way to do it. We've had single moms who have, if you're a single mom, you probably have 200 jobs, all the things you have to do around the house as it is, plus your regular job. So my point is, we try to make it as convenient for everyone as possible. But if you miss the sessions, don't worry about it. We give you the recordings. You have access to them. You can always email us for any questions about any of the topics that you have questions on. If you're struggling with anything, let us know and we'll help you out. These are some of the companies that we have actually helped people out in the past as far as placement is concerned. Everything from just some, everything from United Airlines to eBay to Walmart, even government agencies, Social Security Administration. So again, the whole idea behind this is you're taking your current skills in software testing, adding AI to it, that combination giving you potentially a lot more, a much greater salary than what you currently have. I mean, nobody's ever, dismissed making an extra, 20% or perhaps even more than that. Regular tuition, this is $11.99. This is not what you're going to pay, guys. We have a new boot camp discount of 200 off, the early bird discount, which is good for the next couple of days. We're doing this on Sunday, so through Tuesday evening is another $100 off, and that brings it down to $899. And there are also two bi-weekly installments, or that's actually done in two bi-weekly installments of $499 at the beginning and then $400 during the boot camp. Now we offer a money-back guarantee. That's good through the first week. Again, it's a 4-week boot camp. Remember, I mentioned that to you earlier. So here's the bottom line. Here's how this works. We're already giving you a big discount on the regular tuition. You don't have to come up with even that full amount at the very beginning. It's just $499. You have a week to try it out, see if this is for you. If you do decide to stick with it, then it's $400 during the boot camp. Okay. Now, if you are an alumni, let us know. And what we'll do is we will look to bring that tuition down potentially even further. Also, if you're joining as a result of being a referral, if you're joining as part of a group, let us know when you reach out to us. So again, we can look to bring that tuition even further down for you. It's already super cheap as it is. I mean, think about it. You're looking at about, $900 just to, a small amount of money to potentially make a whole lot more money. Hold on one second, guys. I just want to check my chat out real quick here because I have 6 screens. And so I've got my chat way over here. So I just wanted to bring it over in case somebody had a question. That's all. Okay. So big question that people have is, what if I change my mind later? Well, there's no deposit. There's no application fee. You're not paying anything until the boot camp actually begins, as I mentioned to you. You can cancel for free anytime until the boot camp starts. 7-day money back guarantee. Now, 7 days, that's a week into the boot camp. In other words, it's 25% of the boot camp you're actually completing because it's a 4-week boot camp. So you get to complete 25% of it to decide if you're going to stay or not. Now, we offer money back guarantees on our other boot camps as well. Very few people decide to actually leave. Usually they're committed to it. But, things happen, life happens, and, if something does come up and you decide, hey, this isn't for me, that's fine. And no questions asked, you wind up getting your money back. So here's how you can learn more about the boot camp. Simply reach out to us by going to neotechacademy.com. You can book a call with our admissions team by simply going to neotech.live/call. If you're not ready to call, simply submit your interest to neotechacademy.com/apply. But secure your spot now because as we've been saying since the beginning, the 22nd of February. I look up here at my calendar. I got to remind myself it's already here pretty much, right? It's next week. So we have a week to go. We've got the early bird discount for a couple of more days until the end of the day on Tuesday. So that's an extra $100 off. So that brings it down, like I mentioned to you, to $899. Super small investment considering what this can potentially do for you. So email us for any questions. If you do have any additional ones, team@neotechacademy.com. You can also schedule a phone call if you wish. Go to neotech.life/call. We are giving you every possible way to get in touch with us. You can call us directly as well, 929-566-3919. All right, I'll run through the tuition just one more time, real quickly here. So again, that's the normal tuition, $11.99. Because this is a newer boot camp, it's an extra $200 off, plus the early bird discount again, good through Tuesday, brings it down to $8.99. So this is at the beginning that's paid, the $4.99. And then you have 400 during the boot camp. And this is one reason why I wanted to check out the chat because I wanted to see what else was happening. And we are doing an additional, I wasn't even aware of this today. We're doing an additional $100 off when you use the discount February 15 demo. So that's part of our flash sale that we're doing. And that's just for today. So for those of you who are tuning in now, that brings it down from takes it from $8.99 down to $7.99. You're looking at basically $800. Even at 1,100, it's a deal. At 1,200, it's a deal. But taking it down to $7.99, a very small investment to potentially make quite a bit more. Having a skill set that you need to have in today's marketplace. So again, guys, look in the chat there. We're doing a flash discount. So that's going to be in addition to what you're seeing up here. That's going to be an extra $100 off. So that's going to take it down to $7.99. But be sure when you reach out to us or when you click on that link right there, that's in the chat, that you use the discount FEB15 demo during the application process. Okay, so click on the link, use that. It's hardly anything. I mean, you can actually go. I remember my wife and I went out to dinner with another couple, and it wasn't a five-star restaurant or anything. But man, when you consider the appetizers and everybody had two glasses of wine, which was it was two bottles. Two bottles might sound like a lot for four people, but it really isn't. It's just two glasses, two 6-ounce glasses each, basically. The tax and the tip, we were close to $400 that evening. So when you look at this, we're taking this down to $7.99, about $800. I mean, we went out to dinner and, half of that was gone, is just my point. Basically half of that. I mean, we were glad to spend that 3 hours together with our friends, but it's a very small amount of money when you consider again, I keep saying it, the potential reward that you could make from this. So yeah, these sessions, the recording will be shared online with all the registrants today. But guys, take advantage of that. You really can't beat it. You got a real pro there in Malik. He knows what he's talking about. He has a lot of experience in AI, and he'll be your mentor throughout this process. We're not gonna we'll always be here to help you out, to hold your hand. So if you have questions along the way during the boot camp, we'll be here to assist you. But again, reach out to us. Let me give you the contact information one more time. Then we're going to sign off here. So if you do have any questions, reach out to us. Go to neotechacademy.com. You can book a call with our admissions team. You see the address up there, neotech.live/call. If you're not ready to call, simply submit your interest by going to neotechacademy.com/apply. If you have questions about today's webinar as we sign off now, just simply go to team@neotechacademy.com. I know there's a lot of addresses there, but definitely, take snapshots here, or if you don't, definitely remember this one, team@neotechacademy.com. You can ask us any questions simply by submitting a question to that email. All right. Okay, guys, that's all we have for you today. So we got to your questions earlier, but if you do have one final question, we can take that. If I don't see any other questions, though, I'll just go ahead and sign off. All right. Okay, guys, reach out to us if you do have any other questions. And congratulations to those of you who are doing this and are moving forward and, upskilling, so to speak. And good job taking advantage of, what we're offering, and it's going to benefit you big time and only enhance what you're currently doing and make you even that much more valuable. So take care, guys. We appreciate you tuning in today, and all the best. Talk to you later.